You're listening to the Icandemy Podcast, the podcast for people who can but don't know how. This is where you get actionable steps to turn vague dreams into blissful realities. And I'm your host, Omoshola Victoria Wolabi. So let's get started. Do you ever think to yourself, I want to be able to impact lives, leave an imprint in this world, but you feel isolated, stuck, unclear on how to show up or get started? If you've answered yes to this question, I want to extend a very special invitation to you to join us on our upcoming workshop, the Courageous Confidence Workshop. This workshop is live, where we get to work together on that call so that you can crack the confidence code, awaken your inner giant, show up authentically, and attract your tribe. Head on over to offers.icandemy.org/courageous. Again, it's offers.icandemy.org/courageous. You'll find the links in the show notes below. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Icandemy Podcast. Hope you're doing well. Your week is starting off great. On today's episode, we're going to be continuing our series on opportunities, discovering mogul opportunities. Now, today, specifically, I want to be dealing with the subject, the prerequisite for stepping into opportunity. Yes, we covered in the last episode that opportunity is something that can be created and recreated. But in order to create opportunity, there is a prerequisite. There's something that has to be in place before you even think of looking for opportunities or creating opportunities or recreating opportunities. And that is what I want to share with you today. But before I go into that, have you signed up for our upcoming Courageous Confidence Workshop? This workshop is going to be amazeballs. So please do not wait. Head on over to offers.icandemy.org/courageous. Okay, back into today's episode. Now, today's episode, like I said, I am going to be talking about what the prerequisite for stepping into opportunities are. We're going to be exploring what these are and how it triggers us or sets fire to our feet so that we can actually look for opportunities or create opportunities. And it is the golden word, drum roll, dissatisfaction. Yes. One of the triggers for stepping into opportunities is dissatisfaction. What is dissatisfaction? Dissatisfaction is the feeling of being displeased. It is a longing for something better than the present situation that we find ourselves in. Let me give you a case study from the Bible. I love the Bible so much because there's so much in it that can help us in our everyday life. So if we look at the book of Ruth chapter 2, verse 2, it says, "And Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, 'Let me go to the fields and pick up the leftover grain behind anyone in whose eyes I find favor.'" What would have made Ruth just get up and say, you know what? I'm tired of sitting in this house. I mean, something has to change. Let me go to the field to pick up the leftover grain behind anyone in whose eyes I find favor. Something must have happened. Ruth was dissatisfied with doing business as usual, sitting down, waking up in the morning, sitting with her mother-in-law, waiting for some sort of miracle to happen. She was displeased with that situation. And she thought, you know what? I'm not just going to sit around here and do nothing anymore. Let me go to the fields and pick up the leftover grain behind anyone in whose eyes I find favor. She went. That is the nature of opportunity. Opportunity would not just come, throwing itself at our feet. We have to move. And what makes us move is the dissatisfaction that we feel. Now, why do we get dissatisfied? Why? Why is dissatisfaction the prerequisite for something as amazing as an opportunity? The truth is, we are evolutionary beings. We have been created with the need for growth built into our DNA by God. Look at everything God made. God created everything to evolve, to get better, right? That is why he said to man, he blessed them and he said, be fruitful and multiply. That is why he created seeds that have the ability to reproduce themselves over and over again to evolve, right? Okay, family, let's face it, we've all felt pain. We've suffered the losses. You know what it's like to want something so bad, but not see a path to its accomplishment. The question, however, is, do you know how to pick yourself up and move on despite what has happened? This is what I share with you inside of my new book, Good Medicine for the Crushed Spirit, a practical guide to helping you find purpose when adversity strikes. Inside this book, you will find personal stories, relatable biblical tales, and anecdotes that prove you are never alone in your despair and will inspire you to turn pain, discomfort, disappointment, or setbacks into something positive that works for you. So if you're ready to change your life in meaningful and purposeful ways, get your copy of this book today and let the transformation begin. So we have been created with the need for growth built into our DNA. But here's the thing, here's the kicker. Many of us grew up hearing things like, when are you going to learn to be satisfied? Enough is never enough for you. You better learn to be satisfied with what you've got. Now, depending on the context, those sayings are not entirely wrong. It's good when you're talking to somebody who is displaying traces of greed, loss and things like that. But dissatisfaction is not necessarily always a bad thing in the context of recognizing and creating opportunities. Because dissatisfaction is a creative state. Let's imagine for a moment, what would the world look like if the Wright brothers were satisfied with the modes of transport that existed during their lives? What if they were happy? The world already had modes of transport then. They had bicycles, they had horses, they had boats, they had ships. What if they just said, this is okay, we have the ships, we can sail, to a different country on the ship. Yes, it takes long, but, we get there. It's just life, it's just what it is. They were dissatisfied with how things were concerning transportation. And that is why it triggered the opportunity to create the airplane that we have and enjoy today. So dissatisfaction is not always a bad thing. It is a creative state. So when the next time you find yourself, dissatisfied, right? And dissatisfaction comes in many forms. It can come as you feeling lonely. It can come as you feeling sad, overwhelmed, rigid or scattered thinking. It can come as though you're feeling insecure, self-doubt, worried, scared, feelings of worthlessness, complacency, feeling hopeless, isolated, low self-esteem, feeling critical, depressed, stuck. All of these things can be a form of dissatisfaction with the way things are at the moment. We need to dig deeper. When we see any of these feelings bubble up to the surface, the question is, why am I feeling this way? And when we start to answer the question and we peel back the layers, we will see that opportunity is knocking somewhere and dissatisfaction is the push that lifts us up on our feet so we can go open the door for opportunity to come in, right? Because it takes us out of our comfort zone. Opportunity usually will lead us out of our comfort zone so that we can go into the opportunity zone. And what lifts us up from that comfort zone? Because remember, a comfort zone is so comfortable, it's so nice, we like it there. But there comes a time when opportunity is knocking and the comfort zone starts to feel lonely, sad, incompetent, insecure, unstable, isolated, complacent. Then we know that there's an opportunity knocking somewhere. We need to get up and go open the door so opportunity can come in. Okay? I just wanted us to understand that whenever you feel these feelings, it's not necessarily the devil on your case or evil. It could just be actually the favor of God trying to get you up so that you can go open the door for opportunity. So next time you're feeling any of these things, do the work. Sit down, unpack the feeling, sit in it. Don't escape. Don't go party. You say, oh, because I'm sad or I'm lonely, I'm just going to go party. You can still be in a room of people and be lonely. Sometimes company is not always the solution for loneliness. Sometimes loneliness is a trigger for us to dig deep within and see exactly what the root of this loneliness is. And maybe there's an opportunity waiting somewhere for you that you have to go open up to, right? Thank you so much for listening to this episode. And until the next one, where we're going to be covering the different psychological views of opportunity and perspective of how people see opportunity. I'm excited already just thinking about it. Make sure you tune in again next week to join me on the next episode. Thank you so much for listening. And until the next one, keep on shining. This episode is sponsored by our very own Mogul Mindset Training. Are you ready to embrace new experiences, see opportunities where you thought there was none, and totally surprise yourself? Because you can by unleashing the power of your mind. Mogul Mindset System is a 5-step system that helps you retrain your mind to work with you and not against you, so you can awaken your inner giant, 10x your impact, your income, and become truly unstoppable. The truth is, you, my friend, have a superpower, your creative genius. And I'm here to make that power multiply manyfold so you can get past fear, self-doubt, and finally start working and thriving in your life and business. Ready to unleash your superpowers? I thought you would. Head over to mogul.icandemy.org. That's mogul.icandemy.org to learn more. So there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And for more content like this, follow us on our social media handles. On Facebook, it's at Icandemy, the Facebook page. On Instagram, it's at Icandemy. Or come say hello over on my personal page. On Instagram, it's at Omoshola Speaks. On Facebook, it's Victoria Wolabi. Feel free to reach out, introduce yourself, say hello. I love meeting you. And if you have any stories that you feel will inspire another woman to action, I want to hear from you. I really do. I love hearing from you. Send me an email to hello@icandemy.org. So it's hello@icandemy.org.